What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? I'm here with a brand new interview with Miss Connie Conover. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My last interviews, it's been such a blessing to get these people on my platform to come and do their interviews. I am so blessed, and I want everybody. I'm trying to get in on my phone so we can get these numbers up. So make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all share this video before we get this interview started. Make sure y'all tune in. I'm trying to put it up on my phone. Make sure y'all tune in. Let me see. So, okay, I got it on my phone. So we're going to do this right here. We're going to do a commercial. Then we're going to bring in Connie Conover.
Oh shit, thought you had a nigga whipped till he dipped on you and out and got himself a new thing. Oh shit, thought you had a nigga whipped till he dipped.
What's going on? What's going on, Connie?
Hi, sis. How you doing?
What's going on? You look beautiful.
Well, thank you.
I had to cut more call and try to interrupt my interview. I said interview at 3:00 with Connie Conover.
Well, I am glad to be here, and you look fabulous, sis, as always.
Thank you. I'm trying to let me go through these comments right quick. So before we start, before we get started with the comments and everything like that, for people to ask questions, I want you to come on here and just tell us a little bit about who is Connie Conover.
Well, absolutely. And thank you, first of all, for the opportunity to be on your platform. I mean, I'm so proud of the work that you're doing and kind of expanding those branches out a little bit and being fabulous as you are. So who is Connie Conover? Everybody wants to know that question, don't they? So yeah. I actually started drag as a joke about 2009. As you know, Hickory is famous for Nancy Newton, who's been around since, I think she wrote over on the Ark. Well, Newton and Conover are two towns that are right beside each other. And so my first drag name was literally supposed to be Amanda Hug and Kiss. That was going to be my drag name. He's like, oh no, really? You're going to be Connie Conover. And I'm like, okay, well that works. So, I just wanted to be funny. I wanted to do something to have fun, to branch out. What I didn't realize is it would be something that would transform my life and transform my ministry, because I'm actually an associate pastor of my church, right? So yeah, we'll get into that later. But I mean, it was just, I began to meet people that, and I realized very quickly that drag queens were the leaders of the gay community, honey. We are the ones who are out here, who are the spokespersons. We are the outgoing ones. We're the ones who, it's not just about entertaining and making tips. It's about setting a standard. And so something that was supposed to be a joke very quickly turned into a platform for myself. In 2011, I won Miss Catawba Valley Pride, which was just an amazing thing for me because it put me in front of so many different people in so many different states, and traveling and just, Connie has kind of evolved to this creature that you see. I love the art of drag. It's been around since the beginning of time. Men putting dresses on, since the beginning of time, honey. Today, it's about celebrating who you are and being just larger than life. And Connie gives the opportunity that Leo don't always have. Connie can do stuff Leo can't do, honey.
Right.
You know how that is?
Right. That can go for everybody.
That's right. So here we are 10 years later.
So what? So by you doing the talent show, that made you want to stay in doing it, or you just said, "I'm going to run with this"?
I had a minute where I'm like, I'm burning all my drag in the backyard. Every queen goes through that.
Yeah. Because I said one time, I'm not doing this no more. And then look at it.
So I kind of went through that for about a year or two, but then it just started gnawing at me again. And I love to entertain people. I love to see people laugh. I love to see people, moved by a song and the way that you meme it, in a sense, right? We are lip syncing memes, and for lack of better words. And the thing that I think that still for me that that gets me is the times that I'm sitting at a bar stool with a cocktail in my hand, and you just meet somebody and you just start having a deep conversation with them. It may start out funny, but then the conversation changes, and you just connect with them. That is what I really love about drag, because I can say anything. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. And it just opens the doors for that, because, at the end of the day, it's almost like a priest at a confessional. Mm-hmm. I've heard some stories of, woo.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah. So it's been the most awesome experience of my life.
So I know a lot of people that came on here so far saying they started out at an early age as far as going to clubs and like that stuff. When did you start?
Well, I actually came out a little later in life. I was 23 when I was married. I was married to a woman. Shh, don't tell nobody. Yes,
I was. This is up and close and personal. Yes,
I was married.
I didn't even know this.
Yes, so I was married. I was a good little preacher boy. All of the things that you would expect for, to be someone who was raised racist and Baptist and all the things that I was raised to be down in deep South Georgia, right? So I just had this experience where I knew that I wasn't living the life that I was supposed to be. And so I divorced the wife. I love her to death. Even today, we don't really talk kind of every once in a while, but I realized that I wasn't living the person. I was living everybody else's expectations of what they thought I should be. And so I began to just live my own life. And, 24 years old, I missed out on some of those fun, years, but I started going to the club and I was the first drag queen I ever saw was Tracy Morgan, and it was at Scorpio's. And honey, I had a religious experience.
My girl.
I had a religious experience. She was everything to me. Dana St. James, I believe, was there that night, and just seeing such quality in entertainment, I was like, I want to do that someday. I want to. That's So being young, I missed out on a few of those years, but I wouldn't trade any of it for anything. I wouldn't trade my story for nothing, because I would write a book, but I'd have to sell it as fiction because it's so much crazy nobody'd believe it.
Right. So I know people is asking questions right now, but I was trying to get her to talk more before y'all answer the questions, because your daughter Doris is the lighter is popular questions. And I'm gonna get to this question, but we want to know more about Connie first because she is a MC, a show director. She do a lot for community. I want to tell us a little bit about your community work.
So about 4 years ago, I kind of slacked off on the nightlife. I was working every weekend. I was, headlining here and there, and mainly at Club Cabaret. Club Cabaret is in Hickory. You've performed there. It was kind of the center stage of where I performed. And I really just saw a need. I want to do something more in the community. I want to do something bigger. I want to, especially when the pandemic started. That was more. So I was pre-pandemic. I was doing a lot of work with Alpha. I was their DJ for many events that they were having. Bingo was one of the events. We had a huge bingo event and raised tons of money for Alpha and the organization. In case you wondered, Alpha is the AIDS Leadership Foothills Alliance. I think they've changed that now to Advancing Lives something. Anyway, alpha.org, if you're interested, still does a lot of work for HIV and HIV prevention. So I kind of just saw the girls and how, they did something that made a difference. And so when the pandemic struck, I was not satisfied with putting Connie in a closet until the bars opened back up. So I saw the need in our community of keeping our bars open, because a lot of the PPE money that was out there, our bars couldn't get, because they're small businesses. All the large businesses, the corporations were getting that. And so I started a drive-in show because I wanted to give people the opportunity to drive their cars in and still see some drag. It was a huge success. And so post-pandemic, now that bars are back open, I kind of toyed with the idea of just doing away with the drive-ins. But people were like, when's the next drive-in? Like,
I know, right?
We can go to the damn bar.
I'm supposed to be in May, but we're not going to talk about that because my name ain't.
So I keep getting when's the next drive-in? When's the next drive-in? When's the next drive-in? So we're transforming the drive-in shows to continue to be family friendly. We want to provide a place that people can come once a month, drive their cars in.
We really have to clean it up.
Yeah, I mean, so. And that was, there's been some stories there too. But, I got this email after our last drive-in from this mother. And this mom said to me, Connie, I just wanted to thank you. My first drive-in experience was, or drag experience was at your drive-in. My son, who is 14, was very interested in drag. And, there's always this fear with your parent of letting your kids get into the nightclub world, especially at 14. Right. I mean, there's some people who there's some, we ain't going to talk about that, but there's some things that could happen, right? They came to the drive-in show and she said, I'm so excited that this was my son's first experience with drag because it was fabulous. The entertainers were perfect. The music was perfect. Everybody was so entertaining. And the kids were just running up. Honey, they were tipping better than the parents were. And it was.
Yeah, I've seen the kids tip and that out when the kids tip. Oh my God.
I mean, there is this picture of one of our queens that was holding this little girl. Just walks up. She didn't have the tip Malaya, right?
Malaya.
And Malaya just picks her up, and Malaya, as she was walking kind of back off stage, and I was emceeing her off stage. She was, I mean, it changes your life, right? And that's what we want.
Because, it definitely have changed because first kids used to be scared.
Yeah. I just want what we do to make a difference. And I think that's what the drive-in shows are doing. We got another one coming up in May. We actually are shifting it up just a little bit. Our church has actually asked us, you heard that right. Our church has actually asked us to do a drag show on the grounds. And so, we have a couple of people that attend our church that are also drag queens. So I had to kind of move the list around. I love you. Please don't get mad at me. June, come on, June. I got you, girl. I got you. Because it's going to be a lot more fun.
Y'all hear it on this interview in June. So y'all, if I'm not there in June, y'all get her.
Listen, headliner. Okay. Headliner. I got you. But yes, so we want to just kind of move some things around, and it's just amazing the response that we continue to get for the drive-in shows, and I'm so excited. I want to be part of something big. I want the drive-in shows to be as big as Wigstock. That's what I want to see. People that from all walks of life who love drag and who want to be part of it, just come out and have fun. That's what it's all about.
Okay, you say you're from Georgia?
I'm from Georgia. Can you not tell by the accent?
How does somebody from Georgia go all the way to a little hickory town they call Hickory?
Girl, I got lost. I was driving and I just got lost and I ran out of gas. Well, when I got married, remember that marriage story I told you?
Oh, yeah.
She lived here and I lived in Georgia, and I knew.
Oh, okay.
Here's another piece of that story. See, so many people, there are kids today that are a lot more able to be free with their homosexuality. They're be free to be who they are. I wasn't. I come from a very, very, when I tell you my family was a racist bunch of Baptists, they gambled and spit and cussed and ate bowl of peanuts on the weekend. I am not kidding. I came from that. And I knew that if I ever was to live or have a chance to live a life of being who I am, I'd have to get the hell up out of town, right? And so that's really how, when I kind of landed here, all of a sudden I discovered my tribe, which were drag queens just like me, and gay people just like me, and people who had hearts and who loved and wanted to do something with their lives. And I had to stay. I had to stay. Now, I will tell you this, even though I came from that crazy family, I had the most supportive, most awesome mama.
You beat me to the question. I was about to ask you how your relationship is
ever asked for. She is like so supportive, and I think she kind of giggles at me because it's hard to have a son that's this pretty and drag.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
I mean, she has a lot of fun with it too. So
I'm gonna take a commercial break right quick, and then we're gonna come back and ask some questions with Connie. So y'all stay right here. Stay tuned. Okay, we are back. So these questions roll in. Don't forget to share this live. We about to get some questions because it's coming down, Connie. It's coming down. So let's keep questions.
All right.
Put all questions on the screen.
All right. How many drag kids do I have? Is that the question? Well, I have Miss Doris. My actual first drag kid was Logan Harmony. And I was really reluctant about taking on drag children because, I really didn't know. Because I saw so many people who love to have their name out there because they got 1,900 children. And the Conover name isn't one I really want drag children to have. It's kind of an original, right? So for me, drag children was about mentoring and just seeing the need that there are people out there who really need love and really need family and really need that unit. And that's what it was for me. So Logan Harmony was my first drag child. Also with Doris, Miss Delilah Carter. She is fabulous. And you've worked with her before. She became my second drag child. And then, of course, Rogue Conover is a drag king. And then recently have taken a couple of new members in our family. Lilas, which is Victoria Sivandaya, is a new bearded queen, is one of my largest supporters. He is absolutely everything. He's worked so hard with me on some special side projects we've been working on and photo shoots and all kinds of stuff. And he's just a great all around kid. And then Soul Corpse is a new drag king that we have just taken in, and kind of, we're just kind of one big fat happy family. We love and support each other, and we're there when we need each other, and we ain't all up in everybody's business and all that. So, hope that answers that question.
And I know, I know back then, drag family was totally different. Like they really supported back then. Like if we all going to do this pageant. One of us going to win. We all going to do the pageant. So, like, do you think, far as it's the difference in today's society than back then? Do you think, far as drag families goes?
I think two things. First, I think there are some drag families out there who just want everybody to have their name so that you hear their name over and over and over and over and over and over and over. It ain't about a name. It's about what you do with that name. And the second piece of that is I do think that there is a family support dynamic that's needed still. We may be in the 2021s, honey, but there's still kids out there when they say, hey, mom, I'm gay, get out. You don't have a place to go. And that's where drag families really originated. It was about having that support system, that friend system, that love, that all those things that you need to nurture and grow people. And then there's also some drag kids out there that all they want is a name and all the extra drag you got left over. I mean, it should be.
You better say it. We keeping this live and raw and uncut, baby. You better say it.
Listen, I am the drag queen preacher after all. I mean, it's so family should be the people who, at the end of the day, who have your back and support you and love you and keep you close. Those are the things that I think is very, very, very important with drag family.
Well, there she go again.
All right. How many pageants have I done and how many have I won? I'm not a pageant queen. Even though
but my thing is, you can answer this all at one time because she said crowns have you won, because she said that again, so you can tune that up all together.
Okay, so the first I won one pageant the only pageant I've ever done I won, and I will tell you that I threw my baton higher, and it was I'm just kidding, it's not that story.
That's what I like for that.
In 2011 I won Miss Catawba Valley Pride, and it was the pageant I wanted to do. I didn't want to be Miss North Carolina. Not saying I don't want in the future to be Miss North Carolina. Not saying that. I'm saying at the time, the only thing I wanted to do was be a Miss Pride. And so I won that. I was first place. I think I represented that title really well. I was also an emeritus for Miss Cabaret Sweetheart, which recently we had that pageant. And there's some news coming out in the future, which I'm not at liberty to speak here. about some future things. So you never know. I might get into the pageant business. You just never know.
You need to.
I might show up on
that would be awesome.
Might show up on stage near you, honey.
That would be awesome, honey. We're looking forward to it in the future. Y'all heard it here first, baby. This only here. You hear it here first. Hey, King Chaos. King Chaos want to say hey to Barbara Reddy is her name. And Barbara stays ready.
That's Miss Everything right there.
Barbara stays ready. Baby, now she does the transformation for your ass.
Yes.
Her transformation is like, woo.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I always said about Barbara Reddy, honey, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Amen. Amen. So make sure y'all come in and ask these questions. We're doing questions and answer right now. Hello, Ivy Carter. Ivy Carter want to say hello, Connie Conover.
Hey, my darling. That's my sister right there.
Their mother is here. I'm showing all the comments that people have left now so you can see them. I'm showing them on the screen now.
Love it.
Because it's coming now.
Love it. I love it. How's everybody doing? So I know there's got to be some burning questions. There's got to be some burning questions.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that everybody because I did the commercial so that everybody just started coming in. Hey, Miss Cocktail.
Yes, Miss Cocktail. I had the opportunity to see her over the weekend. She was fabulous as always. Love her.
Actually, the baby was yes, the baby was tipping.
Lots of fun. The babies was Ivy was at our last drive-in. So, this is my mother. This is a question from my mother. Gail Bridges Parker is my mother. Can you not see the resemblance?
Oh my God, your mother is on here watching.
You make your mama want to do drag. Well, bitch, I got you. I mean, this is what you look like. Look,
your mama is on here watching.
Yeah, she is. She's.
You know what? That is so amazing. I love a mother-daughter, mother-son, whatever you call it, relationship because I didn't get to experience the life like this. As far as when my mother died when I was 9, and so to everybody that have a parent, have a mother or a father, y'all are truly blessed. Because I would like to know what my mother would think of me like right now at this moment. And I would never get to know that. But to people that got parents right now, oh my God, y'all have to cherish nobody here. Please cherish nobody here because when they gone, oh my, you do not want to know the reason. Oh my God, you do not want to live their life when they're gone.
Yeah. Well, and my mom, I will tell you, we had a really, really hard loss this last year with my oldest brother passing away. It was one of the hardest things that we both have gone through. And I will tell you, it was one of those moments. And I still, it's hard to talk about without crying because he was such a force in our life, such a character. And I think that she and I have grown even closer since then because, we all realize that time is short. We don't know when that time is going to be when we just aren't going to wake up or, somebody's going to take our lives because something stupid. I mean, as it was in my brother's situation. And, we just got to be ready and we got to make sure we all ready for each other and we love each other and people know how you feel. There's too many people fighting and feuding. We got to end all that. We got to be a community that brings each other together and be a family. I think there's so much that we could do if people would just be more of a family and less of that fighting and fussing,
Right. So I'm gonna come back with some more questions for Connie. We're gonna keep this thing rolling. We're gonna give Connie a 30-second break right quick so she can do whatever she needs to do. We're gonna be right back. Yes, we are right back. So I'm burning to know the answer to this question because I want to know this question myself. So let me pull up this question so she can answer it, y'all.
Will I do a national pageant? Well, Let me answer that question. The answer is not no. So maybe.
Taylor said, "Hey everyone, I've caught us still in here, but I'm glad. Make sure y'all on here. Please share this live. Please share this live. Please answer your question because this is the time to ask her right now. Don't get off this interview and inbox her like I've been doing my other guests. Y'all get off the interview and then inbox all these questions. When y'all got it right now, baby, she's here to tell it all. She's right. What? Okay, Connie, where do you see yourself going within the next couple of years?
I want to continue to grow and continue to help folks that just bring awareness to drag as a whole. You know, I will tell you, I don't have fingernails on. Y'all don't look at that. I will tell you that there's too many people in this world that have bad perceptions of gays, of drag, of our community. I'll share this. We actually only had of all the people that was really excited about the drag show at our church, there's only one person that really gave us some negative feedback because there was this idea that it was completely, how can that be kid friendly? Because it's sexualized, right? We do it all right, girl. We make sure we look the part and do the part. It's, so to be able to say, hey, there's a different side of this. Now, don't get me wrong. I've got my little naked suit. I could pull that part too. But to know the audience, and I think to bring awareness that drag is family. And that's what it is to me. It's family. It's not just, entertainment value. It's family. And to bring that out and see that, not only do we love you, but God's love is for everybody and not just, because there's so many people that have been hurt by the church. There's so many people that's been hurt by people who say that they love God but hate gays. Like, well, how does that even work? So, where do I see myself in 5 years? I see myself continuing to do what I'm doing right now, which is just bringing awareness that I love you, God loves you, and we're all here. And it's okay to be gay and a Christian. It's okay to be a preacher and a drag queen. It's all those things are okay to be exactly who you are because you're beautiful and wonderfully made. And I think there's just not enough positivity in this world. And I want to continue to be part of that. Now, will that be on a national stage? Girl, I got lots of work to do. There's polishing.
She can do it, y'all. Don't let her fool y'all. She got there's tons of stuff. Don't let her fool y'all. She's been doing this for so long. She got tons of stuff. Don't let her fool y'all on here. She got tons of stuff. There's
not a day that goes by that I don't try to look at and see how could I have done that number differently? How can I polish this look differently? How can I do that hair differently? How can I learn this skill? 5 years ago, I wasn't even painting my own face. So I know I'm not I'm not glamour or any of those things. I'm always going to have an element of camp to me, but I want to keep growing. I watch videos. I talk to people. I perform with, I'll be in the dressing room looking real close. What you doing with that brush right there? What you doing? How'd you do that hair?
Look how y'all can't tell her nothing now. I can't tell her nothing now. Look at it now. So, Connie, we picking on entertainment as far as I know. Many girls have decided not to wear their breasts anymore due to seeing people on Drag Race not wearing breasts. And, I'm not going to throw nobody's name up on the bus, but, this up and close and personal, baby. So how do you feel about entertainers as far as wearing pads and body and breasts?
Well, this question makes me so just sweaty. So, the thing about it is my drag got boobs and my drag got hips and I tuck all the man goods away. But that's my drag, right? So if your drag is androgynous or if you are pushing the boundaries. But listen, here's the thing about that. We all have our opinions of what drag should look like. Everybody got a different opinion. You have 5 judges because those 5 judges got 5 different opinions of exactly what to look for on stage, right? Especially in national pageants. Here's the thing about that. We as drag queens, we are the leaders of the community. We've always pushed the envelope. We've always been the ones. Do you remember Stonewall? Well, we weren't here for Stonewall. I mean, Nancy Newton might have been here for Stonewall. But I didn't say that out loud. But, the reality is it was a transgendered woman dressed as a drag queen who threw the first rock and said, I am not putting up with this anymore. So Is it okay that we push the envelope and not wear boobs? Do you, honey? Do you? Are you getting a booking fee? Are you getting the tips? I ain't got nothing to say about it.
Thank you. We have another question for Connie.
Okay. What advice will you give to a drag queen that wants to do a newcomer pageant? My advice to you, and I've given this advice quite a bit. Anybody can put paint on your face and get a nice piece of hair and a beautiful gown. Anybody can do that. You can pay people to do that. There's people that you can pay that will make you look prettier than anybody on that stage. But the one thing you need to learn is stage presence. And that's a gift. And to be able to stand on stage and be entertaining, you can look the part, but can you entertain? Can you connect with the audience? And that's something that I think that you really, that's just not taught. And not everybody you can teach that to, just to be honest with you. There are some people that look like a cardboard box in a dress walking around and, getting $1 or $2. But, we won't talk about them today. We're going to, the question was my advice. Yeah. My advice was find that rhythm that gives you that entertainment value. That's a piece that's really missing today. And I mean, that's why we do this, right? So that would be my advice as a newcomer. Get your time on stage. Never do a pageant the first time you're in drag, honey. Don't put yourself through that. I would say definitely spend some time with your sisters and some friends. Get your talent shows under your belt. Get some stage time, and it will help you develop that stage presence.
So we touched on with Megan St. James last time for all these show directors. So I'm coming with the question for show directors, right?
Bring it on.
So there's a lot of show directors out there these days want you to do so much more. But as a show director, they not bringing in so much more. But they require you to be so much more. What do you have to say about that?
Well,
we know we talk about you because you're a show director, so I got to ask you these questions that people want to know because I entertainer sometimes. I mean, I get these shows and they require you to do this, require you to do that. Then I look at you. You want to be the example. So you want to be the example. And if I'm not seeing it from you, then you know what I'm saying. Even though I put it better myself, my name got my own brand. But at the same time, you can't book girls and then talk about them because at the end of the day, you need them.
Well, I've worked in a lot of different organizations in my history. Well, not a lot, but I could probably count on 5. So, I started out in corporate life early on. I worked 10 years for a retail corporation, 10 years for a restaurant corporation. And in both of those, you've always come across people who shouldn't be in the role. You always have a boss that either comes and goes, and you wonder, how the hell did they get this job? Sometimes I wonder that about some of the show directors because, I don't, having been a show director, and the only thing I direct now, obviously, are the shows for Connie Conover Incorporated. That's it. That's all the things I direct. Even though I'm still a large part of Cabaret, I'm not the show director there. So with that said, I think what makes a good show director is someone who identifies talent, but don't ask me to do something you ain't willing to do yourself. I mean, back when I was a show director, one of the things I did ask my girls to do is just promote yourself. Don't promote you don't have to promote the bar. You don't have to promote anything else. Just promote yourself. And if you know how to promote yourself well, then those flyers are going to be shared. If your house cast is a little bit different story, I think you should promote your local bar. But does that mean that you need to be in it every time that the doors are open? No, you have a life other than bar life. So, so I'm very opinionated about that if you can't tell.
Yeah, because it has been a lot of stuff coming up on social media that I've seen from different people and requiring you to do this, requiring you to do that, and then won't book certain people. I know with you, and I know with myself is I have given everybody a chance.
Yes.
One thing that you can say about me and you that you gave me my opportunity to work at the cabaret. You know what I'm saying? And it's like if I'm not hosting the talent show here, which the talent show is tonight, then as y'all notice that if I'm somewhere else, book somewhere else, you know who I call on, which is Connie Conover to do my spot, because I know she's going to run it like she was me. She's going to definitely run it, and she don't show favoritism to nobody. And that's why I love, because in this business you cannot show favoritism, because I know there's a lot of people that only book certain people, only book their family members and stuff like that. If y'all know me, I have been the show director of we don't want to know how many clubs, and I have given every girl an opportunity.
And half those girls that you've given an opportunity to, once they become show director, they somehow just forget that you exist. Not mentioning any names or anything.
Yeah, they do.
I'll put that in the comments later. I'm just kidding. But you know, it's accurate. So I mean, the thing is I have to answer for Connie. I can't answer for, you know, all these other show directors. And, you know, I will tell you that me and you, honey, you can't keep this in a box. You can try all you want to. And
you know my motto is, you close the door on me, I'll come through the back door or the window. And you see how we do it. Like we both not main show directors, like main show directors, but then we still in there.
Right.
And then we create our own events.
I mean, look at this. I mean, like, this is just an example of thinking outside the box. And there's no, you don't know how many people, you know, I'm connected with over 2,000 people on my Facebook that have access to this, that's going to hear about positivity. So, I mean, you know, if you're the kind of girl that wants to go to the club and make your money, you do that. If you want to be on RuPaul's Drag Race, go do that. If you want to be at a national pageant, go do that. You know, do what you want to do, and nothing should hold you back. And a person should not be the person to hold you back. Not a show director, not a bar owner. You do you, and you create the outlets. You can do anything you set your mind to.
What, Connie? Where is going on with these national questions they keep asking you? Where is going on? I'm missing something.
So Tyler is one of my drag brothers, and I love Tyler very, very much. The question was, does national titles play a role in the community? I think so. I think pageant world and drag world are two of the same yet two totally different worlds, because pageantry, not everybody's a pageant queen, right? I know I'm not. I mean, if I were getting ready to do a pageant, I know the three people I would call right now and say, I need a dresser, I need my makeup, I want hair, let's get it done. Where's my Coco Vega? Yes, I know what I'm going to do, right? Talent, I'm going to roll out the piano, I'm going to sit down and play it, I'm going to pretty much sing, and there you go.
See, so, something again of a closer person. I didn't know she played the piano. See, she had all these talents from me. I don't know nothing about this. When did you start playing? When did this happen?
Just wait till I drop my album soon. I mean, I'm just kidding. I'm probably not going to drop an album, but you know, you don't want to hear this fat white girl rap. That ain't going to happen. Okay.
What age did you start playing the piano?
I've been playing the piano since I was 10 years old, I think 10, 11 years old. So, you know,
that is talent.
Thank you. I'll have to play.
I have never known this.
I might play piano at this pageant. I might or might not be doing it sometime in the future. I'm just saying.
This put it out there. But even if I believe with Connie, with your skills, even if you don't do a national pageant, I think you'd be an awesome promoter of a pageant system.
Well,
I think you'll be an awesome promoter. And you got your hands in so many pots, and they can definitely get their name out there if they under your belt.
Yeah. So there's a couple of prerequisites for me to be able to, if someone can approach me about, being a promoter, the things I would say is, I want to know the heart piece of it, right? Like, what are you doing really to make lives better? What are you doing from a national standpoint to represent the community with pride and to really be a signature of excellence, a symbol of excellence. That would be some of the things that I would want to know before I would ever really get involved, if that makes sense.
Right. Because I know my pageant, I am the owner of All-Star International Icon. And I know in my contract, you won't believe that this is in my contract. In my contract, you have to do a fundraiser. If you do not do a fundraiser when y'all give up, baby, you better ask them girls, baby. You better ask them. If you don't do a fundraiser with my system, it is in my contract, baby. Your pay will be cut.
Well, and it's almost a shame you have to put those prerequisites in there, because we should be giving people. We should be, we should find things. I think everybody needs to experience some of the things I've seen in my life. I've seen poverty. I grew up very, 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 very poor. Very poor. Like, we were so poor we didn't know we were poor until somebody told us we were poor. We were that poor. Like, I thought everybody got food stamps. I thought everybody, grew stuff out of the garden. We were so, it was really rough times. And, like our last event that we did, do you know that we supported a backpack ministry to help get kids food on Fridays, so it's loaded into their backpacks and they take it home. So for kids who may not have the luxury of having SpaghettiOs in their cabinet, we were able to do we had my pickup truck loaded down in the back and also in the back seat, and that's giving back. I think everybody should have something that they're passionate about, whether it's breast cancer awareness, whether it's homelessness. Give back, because there's too many greedy ass people out there, and we've all experienced that, right? So
and it's so crazy that a person that comes to the club and watch you perform might not remember your number you did last week, but a child or a homeless person will remember the food that you gave them.
That's right. So I have to tell you this story, funny story. When I delivered the food to this ministry here in town, a church truck pulled up. It was, obviously, you could tell he was the pastor of the church. And, we were unloading this pallet. I mean, literally, there was a pallet of food in my truck we were unloading. And they were like, well, thank you. I'm like, oh, you ain't got the back seat yet. And we're unloading that. And the old pastor comes over and he gives me the old look. And, of course, I'm in Leo drag. I'm not in Connie drag. He says, what church you associated with? I said, oh, this is not from a church, honey. This is from my drag show we did on Saturday. A bunch of drag queens got together and raised this up. You would have thought he was. He was stuttered. I think I made it drool a little bit. But I said, but I do attend the church, and we also, these 4 bags came from my little church. But I just want people to know that that love is out there. We all should have it. We all should demonstrate it. It was a lot of fun. A fun memory to have too.
Okay, but I think we have another question.
Why do you think it's harder for male entertainers to get the same respect as drag queens? So,
I want to hear you answer this, because baby, this is a good one.
Well, my opinion on that, I think that male entertainers, drag queens have been around longer than male entertainers, I think, in the drag community. But I also think that it's important to give respect to get the respect. And sometimes, the bar owners, they got their own minds. Those show directors have their own minds. But I think the key of being entertaining and the key of being booked more often is to go outside and do something more, to expand, to not do the same stuff over and over and over. And Tyler is a great example of someone who goes above and beyond and really is entertaining. He's one of the most entertaining people, one of the most entertaining male drag superstar. Is it male drag? So what's your opinion on that? I mean, I know that you also have an opinion on that. What would you say?
See, what me is, like I said before, just like I said, as show directors, that I give anybody a chance.
Right.
It was so much harder because my thing is some of them do have it easy right now, because back then, girl, we had to do a talent show. Mm-hmm. If you didn't win no talent, like at Scorpios, they just don't know. It was a privilege to work on Scorpio stage.
Yeah.
If you did not win a talent show, I don't care if you are male, female, cat, dog, bird, anything. If you did not win a talent show, you was not gonna be performing on that stage, and you had to do a talent show. That was the only time that you will be on the stage is doing a talent show. And now they got it. They got it so easy where they start drag within 2 or 3 days, and they want this booking fee of 50 and 75 and 150, and they just started. Like what? The times has really changed.
It has.
And like I'm so used to like now costumes are it's fashion clothes, Kato's, like them costumes to them now. Like my thing is like it was a drag is a job.
It is.
It is definitely. And then what you put in it is not going to be what, because I have spent. Oh my, you already know this how much money drag costs.
I didn't get in it because I wanted to get rich. Because
baby, and if you in it to think you're gonna get paid like that, but you might want to change. You want to change jobs. Yeah, you might want to change careers, because my thing is the reason I started. I just thought drag was the next part of being famous. Did that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Because it's like when I used to go to the club, they want to carry my bags in, but I know they wanted to get in free. But they wanted to carry my bags because once they get in, I'm in where's my dresser?
Can I be your dresser? Can I be your dresser?
Yeah, when you get the club, they take off. Like, can I get zip? Like, where's my dresser?
So you were speaking to that, and speaking to that, you know, there used to be this idea of paying your dues, right? I worked a lot of Thursday nights before I became a Friday night queen. And I worked a hell of a lot of Friday nights before I became a Saturday night queen. But some of the bar owners, and I won't say all of them, some have figured out that you put one of these new girls who've never done drag before, they're going to bring 30 people out because it's new to them, right? So, you know, I get it's business, but I also get that, you know, got to respect the people who are helping you make the business. If you are trading today, and I'm going to speak to all the bar owners, if you are trading today for these people who might bring 30 people in for your Saturday night, and you're putting that on your stage for somebody who stood behind you and helped you make money when your doors was closed, I don't forget those kinds of things. And I'm not what's going to broadcast it all over Facebook. I'm just going to start getting bookings somewhere else.
Right.
You know, or create a talk show like this one. Or a drive-in show, right? So, you know, treat your queens with respect. Your entertainers should be treated with respect. And they, in turn, should respect you and your establishment. And if they don't, then, you know, you can't work for me if you don't respect
because my thing is about it as well is, like you said, you know, we are the people that was there at the beginning. And like you said, I understand that the new girls have more friends and they go out more and bring in more people, but you can never forget who got you to this point. Like that. So that, and then when you do call upon them and you need them again, don't get mad when they say no, or I'm just not with it, you know. I mean, I got other guests down, so don't call on me, because I have one person, I'm not gonna say their name, but they call on me at the last minute every time because they know I'm going to show up.
Right?
They call on me that I'm the last one on the list. But my thing is, all the stuff I accomplished has been on me.
Right.
And people want to know why did I change. I'm gonna tell you why I changed my last name. I changed my last name because it was time for me to branch out my own self. And like we talked about, as far as gay families and stuff like that, using the name to do a come up. No, I'm doing my name. I want to do my name because I want to be my own come up.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
then once I changed my name, I started my YouTube platforms and stuff like that, because I always wanted to do this. I always want to have my own YouTube platform, and I wanted to give the girls and the guys to come on here and tell their story as they entertain, because We have some amazing struggles. We have some amazing stories. We have some amazing success stories. We are business people. Bitch, to be an entertainer, you have to have a mind of business.
This is absolutely right. Absolutely right.
And that's why I created this platform, because if you go on any, not say I don't do my entertainment, I do my entertainment reports, you know, as far as the hip hop and the music, I still do that. But I'm going to create a platform for my sisters and my brothers to come on here and tell their stories, because there is a lot of people watching you, and you might, the ones that sometimes you might don't think people watching you, but they are watching you.
Yeah.
They are watching you. They are watching you. They are definitely watching you. And I wanted to have this platform for us to come on here and tell our stories. There's no platform in YouTube right now that have a platform like me.
Right. And that makes you what? Unique, honey. Yes.
I'm so glad that Connie came on here. She is my third interview, people. When I tell you, Connie, my inbox has been going crazy to come on here and do interview. I have Adrian Dixon coming. His interview will be in May. I'm definitely want to get Ivy Carter. I want to get Erica Chanel. It's like a lot of people I want to get. Tamishi Ma watched my live the other day. Kennedy was on, and you know, they just give me positive feedback. So right now, Connie, if somebody was on here watching this live and wants to do what you do, what would you tell them?
If they're here and wants to do what I do? Well, I think the first thing I would say is network yourself in with some people who know what they're doing. I would say that family is important, but be careful and be very choosy of who you choose as family, because not all family wants people who, not all the families out there want you to grow. They want names, right? So it would be important
to have a lot of kids.
Yes. So
yeah, that's my daughter. But what have you done for them?
Right.
What have you done? Like, what have you done for them? But as far as put them in the show, that's about it.
Yeah, it should be an exchange, right? So find your tribe. Definitely get on stage and get some stage time. There are talent shows at every nightclub that is an LGBTQIA nightclub. Definitely go to the bars and see what that's all about. Get your groove, figure out what your talent is. What are you good at? Some people are good at makeup. Some people are good at hair. Some people are good at entertaining. Some people are good at singing, dancing. Find out what your niche is, and then go from there. Like mine, I will never be a dancing queen. Now I've got some costumes that do the dancing for me.
Oh yeah.
I'm
little friends. You got little friends.
Ivy Carter did a split in gravel at the last show, and I was like, we're going to be in the nursing home someday, and I'm going to remind you that one day you did a split in gravel. If I do a split, you need to call an ambulance. There's something really bad wrong. So I'm not going to ever be that girl. And so you don't have to do what everybody else does. Be you. There will nobody ever be you better than you are. And so find out what that is and find people who love it, and just keep building that base of people who love you. And the most important thing is love yourself. RuPaul says it the best, honey. If you can't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? How can anybody else love you? So.
Right. Amen. So, Connie, tell. I know you mentioned that you have the drive-through thing coming up.
Yes.
What else are the events that they can catch you at?
I just happen to have my.
Did we just say promote yourself?
Yes. I just happen to have my calendar here. I will be performing. It looks like the Bear and Cub weekend's coming up in Cabaret, the 7th, 8th, and 9th. I will be there on the 7th. I will be the drive-in event is May 16th. So it's also tied in with a community picnic. So if you're looking for an opportunity to network with like-minded people, come out to the picnic. We're building a new picnic shelter. Money that we raise from our drag show from 2 to 4 will go to, all those proceeds are going to go to that picnic shelter. I'll be performing at Club Rio on the low. That'll be on the 14th. You can meet me there. And then, of course, in the first weekend in June 6th, I'll be performing at a brunch at Rum Cow in Wilmington. I'm really excited about that too. So I got all kinds of stuff happening.
When I tell you Wilmington, when you go to Wilmington, please do me a favor and go to the beach.
Oh,
Their beach is so beautiful.
It is.
Oh Absolutely. My God. I went when I worked at Ibiza. Shout out to Miss Brooks, the show director. That beach is, oh my God, it's amazing. Like I love water, so the beach.
Me too. I did forget to mention in my bookings too. We were doing trivia at Club Chasers, and that was when the early shows and stuff were, it was popular, but since everything's kind of moved to later, so Tiffany and I are working on something there too to figure out how to supplement that. So they coming out and chasing
later now. Like they coming out, but they ain't coming out to like 11, 12. Like they coming out still, but it's like it's a little bit later now because I catch that with my show too because I just had the Simple Sunday show and we started about 11:40 something like that because at the beginning like I'm there at 10, I'm there at 9 and Ghost Town, baby. When I tell you Ghost Town, I'm like, and you know me, Connie, I'm nervous at let me tell you guys something about me. I am nervous at every event I plan because I'm standing there. You know how we do. Oh, somebody gonna come. Please let 5 people come. Please let somebody. Like I'm nervous at every event, but it always turned out to be a success. You know what I'm saying? I was one of the first entertainers to do trivia with Connie. I want to thank you so much for allowing me to come and do trivia with you. I was the first entertainers that did it. I gotta be first.
Yes.
I was the one that did it with Connie. I want to say I love you so much, Connie. I love you so much. You have always looked out for me. Far as if I call you and I say I want to do a show at Hickory, you would get me in there. We're not gonna say that she's not there anymore, but she still can get you in there.
I'm not directing the shows, but I'm still an active part of Cabaret and always will be. You know, I'm trying to kind of expand out a little bit. And, you know, we just announced a new house cast there. Very excited to be one of the senior members of the house cast. What the hell is that about? Senior member. I'm going to show them senior next time I get in drag.
Yeah, you got the show. Yeah, you got the show. Hey, Claire. Claire want to say hey to us.
Hey, baby.
Hey, Claire. We still waiting on Claire to start coming back out. She haven't came back out yet. Have you been vaccinated yet, Connie? Or you don't believe in getting vaccinated? Have you?
I have. I want to get vaccinated. I literally have not stopped long enough to get vaccinated. So I feel like there's many other people who deserve that opportunity before I do. So as things are kind of winding down, I'm definitely going to get vaccinated. I am very safe. Let me tell you, I'm a masker. I'm always have my mask on. I have bottles of sanitizer everywhere, and I do everything to protect myself because I also have a 12-year-old son here who lives at home with me. So it's important that I not bring that home. I have a partner of 10 years who I love dearly, who would love to shoot from time to time, but he's still alive today. So thank the Lord for that. But yeah, so, you know, I love my family. I don't want them to be sick. So if there's anybody listening to this and your question, should I get the vaccine? Get the vaccine. Make sure it's, you know, I get a flu shot every year. I don't want to be sick. I don't want you to be sick. So, you know, we've lost so many people.
You know what? I'm piggyback on what you just said. I'm glad you mentioned that because I was going to ask you that in the early part of the interview. So is it hard to raise a child with another same partner and, you know, and like how did it, I want to know how that works.
Well, there are a lot of conversations, you know, that happens in different stages of your kid's life. So my son actually I have custody of him. He's not adopted, but he's actually my maternal nephew. So, but, you know, I'm kind of the dad he knows. And he's been with me ever since he was about 6 months old. So he's always seen me and my partner. He's always seen, you know, I never really kept anything from him. I've always been very vocal because I want to raise him to be very accepting of other people. And so, like, you know, he's doing his schoolwork at home in the chair behind me. Not right now, but earlier today as I was painting my face, and he's like, "Oh, it looks pretty good." I'm like, "Oh, yeah." So, you know, to raise a child in to be fully accepting is not easy because there's a lot of questions that come up, but it's always the right thing to do. You know, the church that I attend, and I know that we didn't really come back to this, but I will, you know, it is a church for all people. And it was started by the LGBT community. And it continues to be a church where 95% of the people who attend there are just like me and you. And so, you know, God's love is for everybody, and I have to teach him. And that's the way I want him taught. That's what I want him to know. And if there's anything to remember about me when I'm gone, it's probably not going to be that I was a drag queen in my 40s. It's going to be that I love people and that I gave people opportunities, and the opportunities presented themselves to me because I love this community and continue to grow with it. And, you know, so to answer your question though, yes, it is hard. Sometimes there are questions that come up that are fun and difficult to answer, but no different than any other family dynamic. I want him to be raised not the way I was. I want him to be raised that we all the same color. We all the same, got the same heart. We bleed the same blood, and we're all one giant family in this world in which we live, except the alien people. They're a little weird.
So we want to thank y'all for sharing this video. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the comments and questions y'all asked Connie today. We love her so much on this channel, and I love her as a person. I want to thank Connie Connor for coming on here. If you can leave us with one word, as to describe yourself with one word, what would you say?
I would say love. Just be a picture of love. I want everybody to love one another, and this as a community, just continue to grow together. There's enough divisiveness and division out there. Let's just continue to love each other.
Okay, thank y'all so much for watching. I'm gonna let Connie Conover go. So make sure y'all say bye to Connie.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being on this platform. I love you so much, and we will get up. Remember, she said in June. So y'all don't have me. Y'all go knock on her door and inbox her. Where's Brianna at?
Let's go get right. Love you, baby. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. I think we have a make platform. I love my girl. I love my girls and my guys. So so that sums it up. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. But don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, my Facebook, if you want to be want to get interviewed by me. And come on in and let me ask you some questions. Come on and hit my box. Don't forget that I will be the talent show is tonight at Chase's 17 the platform. The talent show is tonight. And also hip hop, Friday Night Fever will be this Friday with myself, Veronica, my white, and Omega St. James. So make sure y'all come out. It's a 10:30 show and a 12:30 show. Bad Bitches featuring Hot Boys is the next weekend, which will be May 5th. With my Bad Bitches and my Hot Boys. Make sure y'all come out. Make sure y'all stay tuned. There's so much more to come from me. And I love you guys for watching. Love you so much.